Yo, welcome to a very late night edition of the CU Scoop. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka DukestheScoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at DukestheScoop. And make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you really want to support the channel, make sure you go to the description and find out how to become a member. $4.99, $9.99, $24.99. Who cares, man? Just support. All right, guys. So as most of you know, I've been in Boulder all week. Came here for Pro Day. Pro Day is in the morning. Finally got to go check out practice, got full access. It was really dope today. And I wanted, before I got ready to go to bed, I was like, dang, you didn't really get to break down practice. Now, I did break down practice with me, Uncle Neely, and Chico did one on the pregame network, special edition of the morning run. So go check that out on the pregame network for sure. But this is something so you guys can get a quick rundown of what I saw today in practice from my eyes to yours. Now, I want you guys to bear with me. There are a lot of numbers that I took notes on today that you guys may have to go find out and go watch because I can't find a roster anywhere. And I didn't have time to really go, find everybody's number out. But I took notes today of what I saw. And, I just wanted to share what I saw at practice. And so let's start first and foremost with today's practice MVP. Co-MVPs today. I'm just getting MVP to one guy, man. That's it was a few guys that had big days that really popped, but Deion Hayden had a huge day today. When I tell you, as they say in football terms, toting that peel, Deion Hayden broke multiple big runs today. He was rotating in. Michael Welch did some nice things too. I think it was Offerdahl did some nice things too, but Deion Hayden looked like the best back on that roster today. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying what he looked like today. One run in particular, he breaks it. He's on the second level, and one of the wide receivers is trying to catch up to him on the block. He's not paying attention and just almost clobbers Coach Prime. Coach Prime, he just shook it off and just got up and turned around and looked. It was like touchdown. He was excited. And then he went right over there and got on the defense, like chewed the defense out. But I think Deion Hayden scored at least twice today in team periods. And I'm talking about long runs. So Deion Hayden showed a little bit of everything, shifting this in the backfield. And he was able to break the long one. So I want to start out by shouting out Deion Hayden, who had a great day today when I saw him at practice. All right, we know Pro Day is tomorrow. That's where all the attention will be. So I'm going to drop this video late tonight. And if you want to watch it Friday before the scrimmage, you can see what happened on Thursday. I did want to comment on this. Colorado's practice structure is so dope to me. When they run team, they don't run team and then, all at once like a scrimmage and then end practice. First of all, when they run team, they go good on good, ones versus ones, twos versus twos, and then they rotate out. I think good on good is so important these days because some people are a lot of football teams, and I'm not saying this is the wrong way to do it, but this is just what I like. The fact that so many football teams are worried about getting installed in and making sure that the offense knows what to do, or the defense, mainly the offense, right? That they are running against twos to be sure that the offense knows what they're doing and they can get some confidence in. So it's usually ones versus twos. You want to get your guys hurt, yada, yada, yada. Usually ones versus twos. Well, Colorado is ones versus ones. There's nothing that permeated this practice today, the energy, everything that was going on, is that Coach Prime has a culture of competition. I mean, up and down, left and right, doesn't matter. If you're going to play at Colorado, you got to compete. So that's the first thing that I noticed, that when they went in the team period where they were, running actual plays versus the defense, they were good on good. First quarterback out today was Caden Salter. I almost called him co-MVP. Great day today. He was able to do what he does really well, which is they ran a lot of options. They ran a lot of options today. So you can see this install or something they'll be doing. You're going to have to look out for the RPO, but this was like almost a design option play. Multiple design options. Like you're going to see them use Caden Salter in a multitude of ways this year. So this is something I think they were trying out. And made great decisions on the pitch, but this is where Caden Salter really impressed me today. The touch on the deep pass. He's got a cannon, man, and he can let it go quickly. There were some times where they were arguing if it was a sack or not. Caden Salter, I don't know if you guys see, you might see it on Reach the People, or you might see it on Well Off. Caden Salter was dropping some dimes, and I mean deep. Some of those plays that you'll turn around and look at somebody and be like, all right, that's a throw. So I did want to say Caden Salter had a really good day today, and I know a lot of the buzz has been about Juju, and I'll get to Juju as well. But I don't want to take away from what Caden Salter is doing. It's a competition for a reason. I think there are a lot of places where if you don't have a Caden Salter, Juju is automatically the guy. But having a guy like Caden Salter who has that experience and who has a cannon for an arm and who is an athlete, I think this competition is going to go down to the wire. But I did want to shout out to Caden Salter, who had multiple good throws today. This is the other part that I like. And before I skip too far, this is the other thing I liked about practice. After they will run team, then they go from team to individuals. And then they go from team and back to Indy and back to team, and they switch guys out. The reason I like that so much is because you get to go to team, then you go to Indy and work on your individual function as and what your position is, and then you get to bring it back together as a group and see if you can use some of the tools while they're fresh in your mind and fresh in your muscle memory. So I really like the way that Colorado ran this practice. I'm not sure if they run every practice like this, but from going to team Indy, I thought that was amazing. So we talked about Hayden, we talked about Salter. Let's talk about Juju. Julian Lewis, he had a great practice too. He may have had the most difficult throw that I saw today, which was there was a dig that he threw. He layered a dig. I think he threw it. I want to say Farrakhan caught it. I'm not sure. I believe it was Farrakhan. You can probably check it out. But if you see this throw, he throws like a 12-yard dig, breaking across the middle over the top of the linebacker's head. Maybe it was about 14 yards. But first of all, he was under pressure, climbs up in the pocket, layers the ball over the linebacker's head, and then in front of the safety, first down. And that was one of those plays where you could hear people kind of be like, ooh, like one of those throws. And I mean, when you talk about with a feathery touch, where it was enough velocity on it for it to get to that second level of the defense, but it was an easy catch. I think if there's anything that anybody can say about Julian Lewis is he throws the ball with an accuracy and touch where it's easy to. I'm not gonna say easy, but he throws a receiver-friendly ball, and that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a strong arm. That means that he has the ability to take some off of it when he needs to. Because you've seen Juju uncork some throws. One of the throws that he uncorked today was incompletion, but it told me a lot about Julian Lewis. Was he caught Quentin Gibson on a bang gate, which is almost like a fly slash post, just like you run up and slightly break in a little bit. He caught Quentin Gibson on that, and he threw the ball between the corner who was playing man with a safety on top. Even though the ball sailed over his head a little bit, he threw it where only it was either going to go to Gibson or it was going to go out of bounds. But it wasn't going to get picked off. And that was what I liked about that throw. He took a chance. I believe there was a jump from the defense, so of course he's going to chunk it deep. And he threw it to where only Quentin Gibson could get to it. And he did not get to it, but that was one of those incompletions that you think and you say, he's gonna be a dang on good quarterback. He did good in the option as well. I think that I wasn't expecting that as much, but he made good decisions on the option. When he felt the pressure, he got rid of the ball. So I think he had a good day as well. I don't think he had a better day than Saucy just because some of the deep shots that Saucy took. Man, Saucy looked really good today. And I think there have been multiple days where Julian's had a better day, but Saucy came out and ball. And that doesn't mean that Julian had a bad day. It was almost like Salter may have had a 92 and Julian might have had a 91 today. But even though they're 1 point apart, Salter probably edged him today. We'll see what happens in the scrimmage because from what I hear when I talk around the people in the building, it's a closer battle than what some people on the outside think because Julian is that good and so is Salter. Salter is a baller, and I want to make sure I reiterate that. Caden Salter is a baller. Julian Lewis is a baller. Colorado has 2 quarterbacks that can win the Big 12. Let me say that. Let's say that. One more time. Caden Salter, baller. Julian Lewis, baller. Colorado has 2 quarterbacks that can take them to win the Big 12. I just want to make that clear. This is a true quarterback competition, and I got to see it live and in person, and frankly, it was entertaining. Draylon Miller back. Draylon Miller back. Showed out. Draylon Miller was back, and just to overhear the quarterbacks talking about it, man, like Salter and Julian both were like glad this guy's here, and he's the guy right now for sure. I believe he's the best wide receiver on that roster right now. We'll see what happens later when more people come back. But Draylon Miller right now. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying it right. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right one. Hold up. I want to make sure I'm saying the right one. I got to go through the numbers and find out. Excuse me while I hit my notes right quick. Okay, good. I got to take my notes. Correction. Not Draylon Miller, ball player as well. Omarian Miller. Miller. That's the one. Go watch Reach the People. Go watch Well Off Media. That's what I'm talking about. They were saying they were glad to have this guy back. I don't know where he's been. Y'all might be able to help me to it. I didn't ask the question today. Maybe I'll ask tomorrow. But when I tell you that guy was making plays today, sheesh. And all the plays that he made were not on film. You ain't going to see every play that he made. That dude is a ball player, a monster. And the quarterbacks were saying, yeah, we glad he's back. You feel what I'm saying? So that's who I would say also had a huge day today. I got to watch the defensive and the offensive line and individual drills. Tawfiq Thomas, I think that's his name. Tawfiq, the defensive line in Tawfiq, don't stop talking. Man, he don't stop, man. I mean, literally, you turn him on at the beginning of practice to the end of practice. He's going to get you fired up. He had the offensive line fired up today. Some really spirited competition. London Merritt had some good reps. Carter Smith had a good rep against Alec McPherson today. But what I liked about the line today was when Carter Smith, he made a mistake and he was getting coached up by his peers. This is an offensive line that's going to gel together. I thought Coach Gunner had some really good things to say to help with their technique today. So shout out to him. I love the triumvirate of George Hageman, Andre Gerard, and Gunner Helm. They go well together. And Gunner White. Make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, Gunner White. Make sure I said my bad, Coach Gunner. I call him Coach Gunner, but Gunner White. But yeah, man, he's definitely the head of that 3-headed monster in that room, and I think you'll see results almost like you saw last year with the defensive line, where you had what the Uncle Neely used to call it. I know it was Dancy, it was Sal, LSD. Yeah, it was Lewis. Yeah, Lewis Sapp Dancy. He called it LSD. You'll see the same thing. So I guess WGH, HGW, or maybe WHG, however you want to say it. But those three are going to be great together. But definitely, I saw Carter make some strides today. But yeah, offensively, man, to be Seaton is a dog. Got to see first person there, last person. He was getting work in after practice. It was hours after practice. He was in the training room getting some more work done. Seaton is a pro, 1,000% pro. A lot of people are going to be asking about him at Pro Day. Let's get to defensively. All right. So I got some notes here. Now, I'm going to give y'all a list of numbers. And this list of numbers was the most effective combination of defense today. All right. They were making plays. They were flying all over the field. I got a couple of unsung heroes that I thought played really hard, and they have some talent that you're going to see. Let's go. This combination, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This 11. 37, 41, 53, 95, 92, 23, 5, 8, 29, 40, and 28. That 11 on the field at the same time was wreaking havoc. Some of the guys that I know are on there, Tajay McCoy, baller. He was going crazy. Ben had a good day today. Shout out to Ben, man. He maybe not a traditional coverage bust, but could have made a play. But I think he rebounded well. So shout out to Ben. 5, RJ Johnson had a decent day today. I think his athleticism when he presses and uses his length and uses his arms, he's a different corner. But he's somebody that I think is going to help Colorado this year. 8, yep. 8 had a pretty good day today. He looked good. That's McKinney, yeah, of course. 53. 53 had a good day, man. Is that Arden Walker? Let me see who 53 is. Hold on. Yep, Arden Walker. Great day today. Ball player. He was whooping tail today. Shout out to Arden Walker, man. And I'm just going through my notes. I'm gonna tell you someone that I saw today that nobody really talks about that had a good day today. And that when he got his opportunities, he really had a good day. Number 33, I think somebody told me that was one of Coach Mathis's son. But man, they sent him on a blitz one time. When you talk, I know that dude running 4.3. He got to 4.3, 4.4. He ain't look like he was big. But man, we talk about a bat out of hell when they gave him his opportunities. 33, man, he wants to play. You can tell he's hungry, man. And I was surprised when they told me that was Coach Mathis's son, but plays with a lot of intensity. I want to give him a shout out, man, too, as one of those unsung guys that you need on a team like this. But yeah, man, when you talk about intensity, this team was so intense, man. You can see it like every rep. They fought tooth and nail for every rep today. It was so they got so tense. Coach J. Field at the end was like, "Hey man, y'all got to remember y'all on the same team." But like I said earlier on Uncle Chico show, I said, man, I'd rather tone a team down than have a team that you can't turn up. This team is special. I had 100% complete access today. I'm telling y'all, this team is special. Colorado was building something special, and the way they practice is going to permeate throughout the whole season. They continue with this energy. This is a special team, and I'd be surprised if they're not playing meaningful football in late November from what I saw today. All right, that's my time, man. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at DukestheScoop. I'll still be here one more day. I'll be all around the building. If you have any questions of anything about week or anything that you want to know about, how it was in Colorado this week, I may make a separate video, like a recap of my week after Pro Day, and we'll go from there. But if you got any questions, man, drop them in the comments. I mean to say. All right, man. Thank y'all so much. See you next time. Oh, like I said, reminder: go to wherever you find it. I don't know if it's going to be a pop-up, if it's something below, but go into the description, find the link in order for you to become a member. Every little bit helps. I appreciate it. And so I'm going to drop this at night, late at night. I know Pro Day is tomorrow. That's where all the eyeballs are going to be, but I want to make sure you guys have something to look at from my perspective from practice. And you can go and shout out to the pregame network. Gave me a lot of good looks today. Shout out to my man Darius at Reach the People Media. He gave me a huge look on his platform today. And also Bucky, man. I didn't even know Bucky was recording. Shout out to my dog Bucky. Well off. You know me and Bucky got some stuff in the works too. So Dukes the Scoop and Well Off Media, we are still in full effect. And we're just planning out how we're going to do it in the wintertime. I mean, in the fall, excuse me. But yeah, in the meantime, man, thank y'all. I appreciate it for sure. Looking for the all button. Matter of fact, no. I'm going to say that. I'm going to save that for sure. Y'all still here? All right, 20 minutes. I'm gone.